Hey everyone, it's me, Sabrina. My channel is The Hopeful Minimalist. It's a safe space for handbag admiration. So if you love handbags like I do, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of whenever I post a video. In today's video, I'm going to show you the handful of handbags in my collection that get on my last nerve. With that said, I have a confession to make. In a recent video, I made a statement something like, at this age, I refuse to compromise comfort for cuteness, something like that. Well, I lied. I lied because I compromise that every day or every time I use these bags. Now, that is true when it comes to shoes. Okay, I'm at a point in my life where I don't try to wear heels this tall or heels that really cramp my pinky toe or shoes that rub my heels, my ankles. No, none of that. I'm past that. That actually hurts me. These bags don't actually cause me pain to that degree, but there's one or more things about each of these bags that really gets on my nerves. Some of those things do have to do with discomfort, but like I said, it's not severe. And most of these bags, I'm not gonna get rid of. So I guess I am compromising a little bit when it comes to comfort. Let's look at the first bag. This is the first bag. This is my Louis Vuitton Alma BB. Isn't it cute? I have fallen in love with this bag again just after I added the Coach Cherry Charm to it. I don't know what took me so long to do this. I think I've played around with it on my larger Alma, but I had never put it on this one. And then I put this Louis Vuitton chain, like just kind of draped along the side. Then I have a dress up your purse leather charm in pink, which pink always goes with the damier abine for some reason. And then the key clochette that came with the bag. But anyway, on to why it gets on my nerves. This bag gets on my last nerve because of the structure, for one. And I know what would an Alma be without the structure. That's what makes it the Alma. Well, the structure, it still gets on my nerves. It is just makes it, I don't know, hard to get into sometimes. The zipper also irritates my hands sometimes when I'm like putting my hand in. I don't know if I have super sensitive skin or what. I do notice that it seems to be more in the wintertime when it really irritates me, but that's something that I could gripe about just when I put my hand in the bag. You know, and it's more sometimes than others. I don't know, but these are two things that I know won't change. This bag is not going to get soft. The zipper, I don't see what could change about the zipper to make it more comfortable against my skin. But this is one of the ones that I'm not getting rid of. I'm not doing that again. I have sold this bag once before and I've repurchased it. And that will be the last time. I'm not gonna get rid of it again. I can pretty much deal with everything that I'm gonna gripe about, but yeah, it gets on my last nerve. The other thing that gets on my last nerve about this bag is the way that this is just made. I don't understand it. I do know that because of the zippers and where they're positioned, it would be very challenging to have a strap that like connected here. But was there anywhere else that we could have put the strap so that it wouldn't be catty-cornered, so that it wouldn't raise the handles like this, so that it wouldn't move my key clochette around? And you know, I appreciate the improvement that Louis Vuitton made to make this an adjustable strap, but I never had an issue with the original strap. I know that it was too short for a lot of people, but I didn't have an issue with that. I just don't like where it connects. So I think that's all I have to gripe about when it comes to this bag, and this is one I'm not getting rid of. The next bag is the big sister, of course. This is the Louis Vuitton Alma PM. So this is the larger version of the bag I just showed you, and I have the same gripes. It's about the structure, it's about the zipper, and this one is not as bad because of course this one is a lot bigger. So I can fully unzip this one and have the opening pretty wide so where I don't really have to come in contact with the zipper, but when I do, it's still annoying. When it comes to the strap, it's annoying because it doesn't exist for this bag. This bag is equipped for a crossbody strap or whatever strap you choose to attach. It has the D-rings just like the Alma BB. They're in the same position, which means you would have to attach it catty corner and it will pull up on the handles just like the other one did. Let me just grab one. So like I said, this bag doesn't come with a strap, but it's equipped for one. So Louis, why didn't y'all just include the strap? Well, I was not buying one from Louis Vuitton, so I purchased this one from Dress Up Your Purse, and it's a pretty good match. This shiny leather, I think, matches perfectly with the old style damier ebene and the older version of the Alma where the leather was shiny, but the later versions have this matte finish on it. So it's not a perfect match, but this is as perfect as it would get for me. But anyway, if you put it on, I mean, it looks fine like this. But this is kind of the only way I would ever wear this bag, which means I would never have the crossbody experience with it, and that's fine. I don't have to have that. That just means it's a little less versatile than I like my bags to be. This strap does adjust to a crossbody length, but this looks really weird on me. Crossbody, like that low on my body. This one is one I have considered selling. The Alma BB, I know I'm not getting rid of that. At some point though, I might get rid of this one. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. I always wanted this style when I was much, much younger. I thought I wanted the monogram, and then I realized I wanted something that would be a bit more durable and not show wear. And so I got this one, but I don't know. I don't know if this one's gonna stay here forever. This one is a made in France. So I don't know, but this is bag number 2. That gets on my last nerve. Bag number 3 that gets on my last nerve is the Never Full, and this is the MM. Damier ebene print, beautiful pink interior. What could possibly get on my nerves about this bag? I'm probably being really petty, but it's the handles. I don't think they're long enough, and depending on what I have in the bag, I may not be able to get it on my shoulder with one hand like this. And I learned this early on when I thought this would be my travel bag. I wanted this to be, you know, the bag that I put my computer in, my iPad, whatever, or a jacket or whatever, going through the airport, even on a road trip. And I quickly learned that this is just not gonna be the bag for that. And like I said, it's because the more items that I put in here, the harder it is for me to get it on my shoulder with one hand. Now, it'll go pretty easily right now. There's nothing in it, but you see I still have to do that to get it on my shoulder. And sometimes when you're traveling, you want to just be able to pick up a bag and put it directly on your shoulder. It can also be quite uncomfortable when you have it overloaded, but again, I mean, a lot of bags can do that. I mean, I can't say that's unique to this bag, but that is another thing about the straps. The last thing that gets on my last nerves about this is just how thin this is. I don't know what the intent was for this, but it's very annoying because I want to use it, and I haven't used it a lot because I don't want to get anything on it because I might sell this bag. And so I don't want any stains or anything to be in here. This bag is like new, pretty much. Like there's a little wrinkling here, but I could probably count on one hand the number of times that I've carried it. But I just don't get why this is so thin. And as soon as I put something in it, unless it's money or some very thin papers, it starts to bulge. The zipper gets all wonky and it just looks unsightly, and that bothers me. So that's the other thing about this bag that gets on my last nerve. Right, the next bag that gets on my last nerve, this one might surprise you because I really I really like this one a lot. This is it. This is my Speedy 25 from the Louis Vuitton Match Collection. And I just realized that so far, all of the bags that get on my nerves are Louis Vuitton. But it won't be that way the whole video. Anyway, what really gets on my nerves about this bag is the zipper. I do have a Speedy 20, and I got a little bit spoiled with that zipper that goes just past this side seam right here. So the bag opens a lot more widely than your typical Speedy. And the zipper is pretty much the same when it comes to comfort as my Alma's. I don't like feeling the zipper. And because this one doesn't open up super wide, like this is as wide as it's gonna get for this bag. And it's a pretty big bag. So the opening is not super wide, but the zipper. And like I said, it's more irritating on some days than it is on other days. I don't know why. Like I said, it may have to do with the dryness of my skin. I don't know. Does anyone else relate to that? But yeah, it's just, this zipper is just, it's not wide enough. And that's not a big deal enough for me to sell the bag or get rid of the bag. But it is a little annoying. The other thing that gets on my nerves about this bag is that it still has creases in it. And I've had it for several months. I've tried the hair dryer trick to try to smooth out the wrinkles. I have tried the space heater trick where I just kind of sat it in front of the space heater for a few minutes just to see if that would soften up the wrinkles. That has not helped. I have stuffed it completely. I mean, there's an organizer in here from Amazon which fits the bag perfectly. And in addition to that, I have like a dust bag in here. I have some tissue paper, and it's just not working. You can see I can't even scrunch it. Like, that's how much stuff I have in it, and I can still see the wrinkles. So that's the only other thing about this bag. You may have thought that I was going to say the white leather is what gets on my nerves about this bag, but it's not. I haven't had any issues with the white leather, and when I bought this bag, I had to kind of mentally be okay with these white handles before I even purchased it. I've had a little makeup on it before, but it came off with a makeup wipe. So yeah, that's what gets on my last nerve about this bag. This is the last LV bag that gets on my last nerve. And it's nothing against Louis Vuitton. These just happen to get on my nerves a little bit. I've talked about this bag before. This is my Louis Vuitton Graceful MM. You can probably already see why it gets on my nerves. I did a comparison between this bag and my Marc Jacobs, the sack bag. The reason this bag gets on my last nerve is that it doesn't give me hobo vibes. This is a hobo bag per the Louis Vuitton website. I just wish it would behave like a hobo bag. But the way that they designed it, the bag is just really not in the optimal shape to be a hobo bag, in my opinion. There are people that love this bag and have no problem with it. I like the bag. You know, I still have it. I bought it. But what annoys me about it is just that I don't like this. I want it to droop in the middle and not fold inward like this. Even when I have things inside it, it does the same thing. The bag is beautiful on the inside. It holds a ton. It has this huge zipper compartment in there. I don't even care that it's vachetta. And normally, I'm pretty nervous about a vachetta handle that, you know, has this much vachetta. I don't even care about that. It's just, I wish it would like sag in the middle rather than fold in on the side for me. And that's the only thing that gets on my nerves about this bag. I would have appreciated if these were not as huge and wide, because most charms cannot accommodate this hardware. It's just too thick. So if I'm completely honest, that's another thing that kind of annoys me. Every time I try a charm, it's like it cannot get across this gold hardware right here, but that's pretty much the only thing that gets on my nerves about this bag. And I do want to mention, when it comes to the Graceful MM, it's almost enough to make me sell that bag. So far, the Graceful, the Neverfull, and the Alma PM are the only ones that I have considered selling. Next up is a Saint Laurent handbag. It's the Saint Laurent Lulu camera bag, or Lou camera bag. This bag, I love it to pieces. I'm not getting rid of it, but it gets on my last nerve. And this is why it gets on my last nerve. For starters, every one of these bags that I have started to change shape in the top right here, where it's just this weird thing that happens. I think this happens to everybody's Lou camera bag. All of the reviews that I see usually mention this. It's like it just gets warped because a lot of us pick up the bag like this when we're getting out of the car. We pick it up like that because the strap is a crossbody strap. Okay, so first issue is this situation here. Next issue is the strap itself. I wish the strap were detachable, removable. The issues that come with having a strap that you can't remove are things like this. See this waviness? The only solution to that, in my mind, would be to hang up this bag to store it, and I don't have anywhere to do that. I don't have a dedicated place in my closet where I would feel comfortable just hanging this bag. Really soft, puffy bags get imprints very, very easily. There's waviness on the back of this one, probably because of what it was propped up or sitting next to in my closet. So I don't feel super comfortable about hanging it up in my closet. But that's the only solution that I can think of when it comes to the strap, because otherwise you have to roll it up like this, or this is what I do at least. I roll up the strap, usually like this, and I put it on the inside of the bag. Or I will take a ribbon and I'll tie it up and have it just kind of prop up on the top of the bag like this. And even then, when you undo it to use it, it's going to be all wavy and crinkly and all that. And I hate that. I have even contemplated cutting off the strap on these bags, and I quickly reconsidered. If I could remove this strap and convert it to being removable, I would do that. I would love that option. So far, it hasn't really been worth the effort for me to find someone who can do that. So I'm just, I'm just rocking with it. For this one, I do have this strap kind of permanently attached. It will come off because this is a D-ring that you can remove. But I like to have this chain strap on it just permanently because this helps me to pick it up and not grab it by the top. But I haven't added a strap like this to any of my other bags because I had to cut this one in order to make it fit like this. This chain strap was a lot longer. This chain could have been used as a shoulder strap or shoulder chain before I cut it. And so I'm not ready to cut my other chains that I use on my other camera bags yet. This one I was okay with kind of sacrificing it. And so I just leave this on this bag because, like I said, I can use it to pick up the bag and even to carry it a different way. But this strap just, it really gets on my last nerve. Okay, we've made it to the last bag, and the last bag that I love but gets on my last nerve is my Coach Tabby, and this is the original Tabby. Now, last time I used it, I put this chain on it. This is the Coach, I think it's called the Ultimate Motif charm or something like that. I love this charm. I love this bag, but I do not love this strap. I think it's too short. Case in point, I have this motif charm on here mainly to extend the length of this strap. It just kind of doubles as decoration, but I have it on here because I prefer this bag to be here rather than where it would rest if I didn't have this charm. So this is how the strap looks without the charm kind of extending the length of it. And the other strap that comes with this bag is a very nice strap. It's wide, comfortable, and this is the crossbody strap. Well, I don't want to do crossbody all the time, especially when I have like a baguette style bag like this. I like to do shoulder carry, but I don't like where this bag rests on me. It's just not comfortable, and right now I don't even have anything in the bag, but it's not super comfortable for me. So I just wish they made this strap a little bit longer. This is the place on your arm that you don't want resting up against your bag. It makes your arm look twice as wide, and it's just not comfortable. So that's one of the things that gets on my last nerve about this bag. And the other thing that gets on my nerves is just the structure. And again, that's just part of having this bag. It's never going to be really loose and malleable and, you know, wide open. It's just, it has structure. That's the way it's made. But sometimes it just feels like, I don't know, it's too stuffy, and I can't use all of the compartments to the full extent because of the structure of this bag. Sometimes I can see like my items poking through in these areas right here, and it just slightly annoys me. Now, it may annoy me enough to get rid of this color. I have this bag in chalk as well, and I can't see myself getting rid of the chalk one. I think it's just a beautiful and classy handbag to have in your collection. So I want to hold on to it, but I might end up getting rid of this one. And I think this one is the dark stone color. So we'll see. So what about you? Do you have any handbags in your collection that get on your last nerve, but you know you're not getting rid of them because there's something about them that just makes it worth holding on to? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.